Hello and welcome back to my channel. Now today we're going back and doing more Bundesliga predictions. Last week's video I did really well. Joined again by my dad, is in most of the videos at the minute. Last week we both got 4 points each. We predicted 4 correct results. Neither of us got the right scoreline though for any of them.
No.
I think that's not brilliant, so we're going to hopefully get the right scoreline for a couple of these.
Yeah.
We'll obviously have to do another podcast, another predictions on Monday because there's a Tuesday night games. But without further ado, we'll get straight into it with yet another derby game, the Berlin derby this time, with Hertha Berlin facing Union Berlin. What have you gone for that one?
I've gone for a 1-1 draw. They're quite evenly matched in the table. Not much team in the table. Points wise, is what I think
There's 1 point in between them.
1 point in between them, so I'm going for a draw on that one.
Yeah, well, I've gone slightly differently, and I've gone for a 2-1 win for the away side. I think Union Berlin are going to just slightly edge it. I just think they've got a bit more about them. I mean, after not losing by that many to Bayern Munich, which is tough for a lot of teams to do, it seems like they've come back with a bit more about them. So I think they'll edge it, but not as if they'll batter them, but I think just slightly. I reckon Union will beat them.
Yeah.
Now we'll move on to another game, another closely matched pair of teams, with Mönchengladbach facing Bayer Leverkusen in Mönchengladbach. So I've gone for a 3-2 Leverkusen win away from home. I think it's going to be high scoring, evenly matched teams. I reckon it'll be really close, but there'll be lots of goals. What have you gone for?
I've gone for 2-1 Bayer Leverkusen away. I think they're a class side. Like on our previous podcast, I said they're the team I think that's always been punching above their weight in Germany. Well-run club, everything's. But I think they'll win 2-1.
Yep. I think they're both evenly matched, both good teams, but I think Leverkusen edge it. And now we'll move on. Freiburg facing Werder Bremen. I've gone for a 2-0 home win for Freiburg. Just think once again, it's slightly better than Werder Bremen. I think Werder Bremen are struggling this season, second bottom of the league. I think Freiburg are mid-table club. I just think there's only one way it can go, and I think Freiburg are going to edge it. What have you gone for?
See, I was going to say Freiburg were going to win 2-1. But I've changed my mind at the last minute. I think Werder Bremen are going to win.
Oh.
I think Werder Bremen are going to win 2-1.
You think the second bottom of the league is going to win?
Yes.
Well, that it will be an upset if it does happen.
I've changed my prediction for that one. Werder Bremen to win 2-1.
Fair enough. Now we've got Paderborn, who had a draw last week, facing Hoffenheim. Well, how do you think that one's going to go down?
I've got Hoffenheim to win 2-1. I don't know much about Paderborn because they're a small club.
Yeah.
I think they were in the second and third divisions in years gone by. But yeah, I've got Hoffenheim to win 2-1.
Well, I've got a bit more heavy-handed to Hoffenheim. They lost last week, but by 3-0. Paderborn came off with a 0-0 draw. I just think Hoffenheim, even though they lost last week, I reckon they're the better squad, better team. I've gone for a 3-0 win, Hoffenheim away from home. I just think that's the only way I can see it going is for a Hoffenheim win, and I've gone 3-0 thinking it's going to be convincing. Don't know, but I think it will be. Now we'll move on to a game involving Dortmund, with them facing Wolfsburg away from home. I've gone for a 3-1 Dortmund win because after they won 4-0 last weekend, they're clearly good in attack. They did well at the back. They're a good goalkeeper. I think they're all good all around the park at the minute. They had a couple of injuries last week as well. They're coming back now. They had Sancho. They had both their centre midfielders out.
Sancho only came off for 11 minutes, didn't he?
Yeah, but they still had both their centre midfielders out. So I just think Dortmund 3-1, convincing win away from home.
And I've got exactly the same as Blake, 3-1.
Shake my hand. We've got another similar scoreline. Obviously, my German team Dortmund winning 3-1. Now we'll move on to the team top of the league in Bayern Munich, who face Frankfurt at the Allianz Arena. What have you gone for that one?
I've gone for a 2-0. I think Bayern Munich are a far better side than Eintracht Frankfurt. Strength in depth, players class all over the pitch. I don't think this Bayern team is as good as teams gone by, nowhere near. But in terms of this league at the moment, I think they're heading only apart from Dortmund. I think they're in a different league to everybody else.
Yeah, I'd agree. I've gone 3-0 once again. Very good team all around the pitch. I don't think they'll be able to hold on to that for long because a lot of their players are getting older now. Obviously, we both went for a heavy win last week. I think we both said 4-1. They came out with a 2-0, which was a bit surprising. I thought they would have won by a few more. I think they had a goal ruled out for offside as well, if I'm correct. I'm not sure. I didn't watch the game. But I just think there's only one way it can go with a Bayern win, and I'm 3-0. Now we'll move on to a team that have to bounce back from a 4-0 loss last weekend to their biggest rivals, with Schalke, who face Augsburg at home. How can you see that one going down?
I think Schalke will win 2-1, narrowly, a narrow win. I think they will bounce back. They're not a bad side. Not that being at home makes any difference at the moment, but I think they'll win 2-1.
Well, I'm going to have to shake your hand again here, because I've got 2-1 to Schalke.
Well done, Blackie.
I think they're going to bounce back from a 4-0 loss, especially against a team like Augsburg. I think they're lucky to have them in the fixture now, because I think they need a team that they could definitely bounce back from a 4-0 loss to. And I reckon Augsburg are that kind of team. I reckon Schalke, their confidence is down at the minute. They've lost a few games on the bounce before this happened as well.
Yeah.
A few of them heavy scoring, but I just think they will bounce back. I think they have to at some point. I just think they will tomorrow. So I've gone for two. Sorry, on Sunday. I think I've gone for 2-1. Now we have another game involving a team that was a bit surprising last week.
Yeah, drew. Didn't
RB Leipzig drew away from at home. They drew at home last weekend. Nearly lost as well. They drew 1-0. They're facing Mainz away from home. I've gone for a 2-0 Leipzig win. I can't really see anything else with Timo Werner up front.
So have I.
Have you gone for a 2-0
Another
as well?
one, mate. 3.
Another
I
one.
got 3.
Three same fixture. So if we get a few right, we're hoping they're not them ones, because I want to beat him this week.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just see RB Leipzig are a very strong team, strong unit.
They're not chopping them out of the Champions League. They got good investment, good club.
Timo Werner up front.
Yeah.
Gulaxi in goal.
Yeah,
Ex-Liverpool doing really well now.
I think they'll be too strong for Mainz, and I think they'll win 2-0.
Yep. And moving on to the final fixture of the weekend, before we get onto the week games, which we'll do in a separate video, we've got Cologne facing Fortuna Düsseldorf at home. How have you got this one down? Obviously, this is one with two teams that, once again, you can't really split them. They're teams that we don't really know a lot about. They're not the biggest clubs in Germany. They're not the worst, but they're not the best.
I've gone for a 2-2 draw.
Yeah.
2-2 draw. Like Blake said, I don't really know a lot about them in terms of history and things like that. I don't think Cologne have ever been done anything in Europe massively. Düsseldorf,
Once again, just.
But yeah, I think that'll be a high-scoring draw, maybe 3 or 2. But
Yeah.
I've gone for 2.
Well, I've gone for a bit less scoring game. I've gone for a 1-0, just a bog standard win for Cologne. I don't think either side are the best. I think Cologne will just edge it slightly, just a bit of a better team. I can't see there being many goals. I think they'll both be uptight at the back, and they'll just be going for an early goal and then hold on to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's where the weekend's fixtures ends. Well, obviously, last week we drew. We want to beat one another this week. Send us in your predictions in the comments before this weekend. Let us know what German team you're following. Obviously, I'm Borussia Dortmund. You're Bayer Leverkusen.
Bayer Leverkusen for me.
And yeah, how many likes can we get on this video?
I think we go for a cheeky 20.
20 likes on this video. You have to do what Dad says. Subscribe to the channel. We want to hit 250 by the end of the month. Hopefully we can get more than that. If we do, I'll be great. I'll greatly appreciate it. You're fighting flies again. And I'll see you in the next one.